Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Gore Clown Shop.
Do you love all things horror? Books? Movies? Podcasts? Of course you do. Well, come on down to goreclown.com.
Original artwork by an indie horror fan for indie horror fans.
Use code SLEEPOVER at checkout to save 15% on your whole purchase.
Oh, and did we mention? Gore Clown is the only place to get official Spoiler Sleepover merch.
So don't forget to use Sleepover to save 15%.
Stay indie, suckers!
Welcome, ladies, gents, and our non-binary friends to Spoiler Sleepover, Season 3, the season of suffering. Suffer along with your co-hosts Jason, Michael, and Rob as they watch and review some of the worst films to ever hit the screen. Now, enjoy the show. It'll be a real scream of a time.
Rob,
Jason Michael,
do you know what's happening right now?
I'm pretty sure it's episode 2 of TOON-TOBER!
Ooh, episode 2, week 2, TOON-TOBER.
TOON-TOBER!
I hope everybody's best month in the entire year is going the best it possibly can.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun over here across the pond. I've never experienced But that's a lie. Actually, last year when I went to Canada over New Year's, I was like, I don't think I've experienced a holiday in a different country before. And lo and behold, Nope, that's also a lie. I went over to England the first time on, I don't think of it as Valentine's Day. I think of it as Dracula Day, because that's when Dracula came out in 1931 on Valentine's Day.
If you hadn't said anything, I was going to correct you, because I was like, dude, you brought me back you brought me back a little ghost from that trip. That thing
goddamn right I did.
Sits on our shelf. We've added ghosts since then.
Adorable.
There's a ghost collection. He is no longer alone.
Hell yeah. I mean, you were never alone as well. He was always watching.
True.
But besides that, this is actually, that ghost is a pretty good tie-in to what we're talking about. We're talking about two of my favorite types of ghosts from Courage the Cowardly Dog and Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Of course, this episode, we're talking about my absolute favorite Courage the Cowardly Dog episode because of the monster that's in it. This thing is terrifying to me still. It's the House of Discontent. Not the Spirit of the Harvest. That is the monster's name.
Yes.
The House of Discontent from Season 2, Episode 12. With the fucking horrendous floating head.
It's such a weird episode.
Dude. It's a floating white head with blacked out eyes, and it's bald too. And just the way it materializes out of nowhere, you're like, fuck you, man.
And for no reason.
Yeah. And of course, also we are talking about my absolute favorite Scooby-Doo Where Are You episode, Hassle in the Castle, with I love this villain so much, the Phantom, mostly because he's a ghost and the way he moves is quite haunting, but it's the laugh. The laugh is the greatest fucking thing on the planet. I wish I could do it, but I can't, and I don't even want to try. But oh my god, I cannot wait to finally talk about Hassle in the Castle. In our runners-up for our top 3 things, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, Hassle in the Castle was on there, goddammit.
Yeah, and this has been a long time coming. I mean, you have brought this up since we started the podcast, when we were just a live stream.
Hey, Rob, can we do Hassle? Shut up!
Yeah, we'll get to it. Fucking Season 3, here it is, finally. However many episodes we've done at this point, 50-something, I'm assuming, probably more. But good
So,
Lord.
Jason, what was your rating? 2. Oh.
Why the fuck did we do this in the first place?
It was a long con, bitch.
Well, before we jump into talking about these 2 episodes, let's share some more childhood memories. What did you call it last episode?
We're gonna have our chilling childhood, Rob.
Yeah, chilling childhood memories. Jason Michael, what is yours? I went first last episode, so what do you got for us for episode 2?
Mine is going to be a bit shorter, and it's going to be the reason I have a favorite monster truck, which is
Gravedigger?
It is a Gravedigger.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
But it's because there was a store in Worcester, Mass called the Halloween Outlet. And we would, it's opened, I'm pretty sure it's open year round, but it's real active, or used to be real active back in the early 2000s, where we'd go sometimes almost every weekend in October, and we'd go through the scary entrance with live actors and animatronics and props and shit. And then we go in and literally go up and down every single aisle looking at everything that was there. All the props, all the animatronics. We'd get masks for the haunted house. We'd get all sorts of props. It was the coolest place to go. And one day we went, and I think it was right before Halloween. And in the parking lot was the Gravedigger, the actual monster truck just sitting in the parking lot.
Shit.
I don't remember if there was, because, we didn't have really cell phones at that time, but I don't think anybody had a, disposable camera on them. But I wish I had a picture, or knew if there was a picture of me with the Gravedigger. But as a kid, that thing's fucking massive.
Yeah.
Like, that tire is horrifyingly big.
They're huge. I've only ever been to one, but I went to a monster truck rally when I was like 4, 5. And I went
to one at the DCU. I remember that now. Oh, shit.
I remember how loud it was. I also remember that was the unveiling of Truckzilla. It was the one, the tour that I had been to. And it was crazy because this truck slowly rolls out, and then its head and arms like fold up, and then it shot fire out of its nostrils. And I was like, what the It's Godzilla! But, I mean, I'm right there with you. Freaking Gravedigger was my favorite as a kid. I mean, still, anytime I see Gravedigger stuff anywhere, I get, like, this, like, nostalgic butterflies in my stomach. I'm like, oh, it's Gravedigger.
Oh, my God. It's awesome. That has been my chilling childhood. Rob, what was your chilling childhood?
Well, so, again, I grew up with very little. So we made costumes. Last week I told you about my Dracula and getting full-size candy bars.
Hell yeah.
We used to trick-or-treat at 2 different locations as a kid. So we'd trick-or-treat in my neighborhood, and then we would travel across Connecticut, a good solid like 30-minute drive, to where my grandma and grandpa lived. And they lived like kind of in the woods in Connecticut, but they had some really cool trick-or-treating. So we'd go out there, but my grandparents would always like stack us up on candy. There was one specific year I remember my mom kept asking, she had the means to get us costumes. And she kept asking me specifically what I wanted to be for Halloween. And I, without fail, never changed my mind. And I just kept saying, an Oreo. And she was like, okay, but like, they don't make that costume. Like, what would you like to be? And I was like, an Oreo. And she was like, okay, well, I guess we can figure something out. And she let it go on a little bit longer. And every time she asked me, she was like, what do you want to be? And I was like, an Oreo. I would not let it go. And so we went out and we got a white sweatshirt and white sweatpants. And I already had white shoes. And we just took a refrigerator box and cut circles and spray painted it brown. And my mom got like a package of Oreos, and she copied the lettering exactly. She copied the design on the cookie exactly on it. And then we just strapped some strings on the shoulders, tied it to me, and I was a fucking Oreo. And everywhere we went, everybody was laughing. Like the parents, anybody at any house we went trick-or-treating at was cracking up. And it was not my intention to be hilarious, because I wasn't expecting to. I just wanted to be a fucking Oreo. But
fuck you, man.
Everyone was like, "Are you an Oreo?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was just so amped to be an Oreo for Halloween. And,
that's awesome.
I mean, look at me now. I'm close to being 7 years sober. About same distance from being vegan because of the damage I've done to my body, and Oreo has remained in my life because Oreos are vegan. So I eat an obscene amount of Oreos including I have a few boxes of the Reese's Oreos that are fucking delicious.
God.
So yeah, even as a kid, I had an Oreo obsession. I am now officially 40 years old, and I am still obsessed with fucking Oreos. I love Oreos. For
Good
1 year,
God,
you are what you eat, apparently.
holy crap!
Yeah, I have most of my memories, are based around fun things where I took a bad situation and made the best out of it. I was a fucking Oreo, man.
Got Oreos.
Everyone loved it.
That's awesome. Oh my God. Well, definitely let us know if you have ever seen a monster truck show, especially if it had Gravedigger, and why it is the best truck out there. Take that, Bigfoot. Also, if you were ever dressed up like an Oreo or any other favorite food, candy, I think I know somebody that went as like a giant chunk of ham. Like the cartoon ham with the bone in and everything.
That's amazing.
Oh my God.
Be a Twizzler.
But we are here to talk about the not Spirit of the Harvest. I almost said it.
You almost
The
did.
House of Discontent. This episode remains in my brain as the most terrifying thing I've seen on Courage. Again, we talked about some of the creepy shit that we've seen.
Yeah.
We've seen, again, the cat. We've seen Freaky Fred. We've seen Eustace with a giant purple foot and a mobster toenail.
I try and forget that I don't like feet, man. And Eustace's mouth makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But the Spirit of the Harvest is the monster in this episode, and it's a floating head ghost of like a bald dude with blacked out eyes and like black lipstick on, and he's just floating there. He appears, he floats, and he taunts Eustace the entire time.
Yeah.
Because he can't grow anything. He's a farmer in the middle of nowhere.
No, you're not.
The middle of nowhere is a house, a chicken coop, a water spigot, a wind turbine, which the whole episode where the turbine stops spinning and then the Vikings show up, that is a awesome episode.
I think we need to do TOON-TOBER next year. We have a lot that we can talk about. Just
We
work our
really
way
do.
through Courage. That's the entire. We do an entire season on Courage and Scooby. That would be.
Oh no!
That would be
What
3
a shame.
seasons just to cover all of Scooby.
Another podcast? No. We are here, of course, talking about the fucking awful, weird, poltergeisty feelings of this, to me personally, of he can't grow anything, and he steps on a flower, he's like, fuck you, blah, 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 blah. And then the house locks down that night, and they can't get in, they can't get out. Courage is outside chewing on the upholstery in the truck, so he's fine.
Yeah.
But Muriel and Eustace are in there hearing the get out.
Yeah.
I love how Muriel sits there, hears it like 3 times, and goes, is someone there?
Yeah. She's so oblivious sometimes. It's painful.
Uh-huh.
This is one of a very few episodes where there is literally no lead in. It just, everything starts happening for literally no fucking reason.
Yep. It all goes to shit real quick.
I guess we're led to believe it's existing because he's the spirit of the harvest moon. But at the end of it, like, who the fuck are you, man? Why are you showing up? Like, why does it matter that Eustace sucks at fucking being a farmer? Like, it's just an odd episode. And honestly, if they had designed the spirit any differently, it would be a throwaway episode. The only reason it exists is because it's a live actor whose face has been slightly altered, colorized.
Uh-huh.
It's also a well-known actor, nonetheless. That's the thing that blows my mind, because I was always curious, and I looked up and I was like, I've seen this dude in 1,000 fucking different things. And it's just crazy to see who it was. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, but like, he's been in a fuck ton of shit. But this is another one of those single location, like Bellum and the Big Top. The whole entire episode, outside of the opening of the episode, takes place in the fucking basement of the house.
Fred Malamed.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. I never knew that.
It's
That's
weird,
incredible.
right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you look deeper into like the history of voice actors that they've had on this show, it's kind of amazing. But yeah, the design, man. These are episode 1 was the episodes that freaked me out. This is the one for you. You've got this one that freaks you out, and then your favorite fucking Scooby-Doo episode of all time.
Hell yeah. You are right. It does take place in the basement because eventually, basically, the spirit breaks the pipes in the house and water starts spilling everywhere. They get flushed down to the basement. Oh, no, I just blended next week's episode and this one, but it does take place with water. Muriel's in the kitchen hearing the whole get out. Then everything starts flying around in the kitchen. Eustace is upstairs in the bath, and then the water starts going and floods that down to the basement. There's a lot of water in the next 2 episodes, but it's okay. God damn it. They crash into the basement, and all the meanwhile, Courage is out chewing on upholstery. He hears shit going wrong and busts in with the truck. Just backs into the house and breaks in through the kitchen.
The whole house
he joins
has been
them
locked
down. He goes into the basement where they are, and that's where we meet the spirit of the Harvest Moon. And from the moment of hearing just get out, it's already being creepy. Shit's flying around the house, and the house is being haunted. And here's the ghost. And as a kid watching this episode and going, oh, cartoon dog, what the fuck is that? It was so out of left field, terrifying. Dude, when I went to bed that night, I had to go upstairs. My bed was upstairs, and I went to the bathroom right next to my bed and closed the door. And as I reached for the handle, I thought, what if the spirit of the Harvest Moon's right outside the door? And I stayed for what felt like 20 minutes, hand on the doorknob, contemplating going out and being face to face with the spirit of the Harvest Moon. It was so jarring as a kid. Like, I did that with the Wolfman too. When I first saw that, I was like, fucking Wolfman's outside this door. Yeah. I'm not all about that one. But for me, it was so jarring as a kid to see like a human actor in a cartoon show. Nowadays, they'll throw an actual actor at you from fucking nowhere. Yeah. And he's just, again, it's very poltergeisty. It's a ghost haunting. It's not a, haha, I'm a ghost, Casper. It's, fuck you. Yeah. It's so cool to me and terrifying. And eventually, Courage has got out of the house because they promised they would grow something by midnight. But Eustace is a stubborn old bird and sits in the tub going, I'm not doing it. Stubborn. Yeah. I don't wanna. Fuck you. Meh, meh, meh.
I love the argument too of like, I'm a farmer. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am.
Courage the entire time has gone around and trying to find a way to grow the plant that was stepped on outside. And then it gets to midnight. It was like 10 minutes and they spent the entire time arguing. And then the spirit of the Harvest Moon literally started melting the house.
Yeah, wood.
Just cranked up the heat and everything started to melt. Eustace and Muriel started to melt. Like the pipes started spitting out dust. The walls were drooping. It was such a weird, horrifying, like, fuck, man, this ghost is powerful and terrifying. Yeah. And then Courage comes back in, which he dug through the ground instead of going back through the hole that he created with the truck.
Thank you. Because that was driving me nuts the whole time. I was like, why are you just walk around the house, homie? Like, there's a hole.
Oh, no, I clocked it immediately. Don't you worry. But he digs in a gigantic, J straight down to the basement. And then he gets sweat from, I think it was from Eustace.
Yeah, it's from Eustace.
But it drips on the plant. And the plant comes back to life. And the spirit of the Harvest Moon is like, I guess you are a farmer. All right, bye. Yeah. And just disappears. And then, of course, Eustace being Eustace, as he will be in the next episode as well, focused on money for a lot of the show.
Never just goes, learns his lesson.
I have green thumbs. Yeah, no, fuck no. He's like, I got green thumbs. I'm going to sell this plant and then sell more and I'll be rich. Stinking filthy rich. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. No, Eustace is useless. It's just a fucking annoying ass old man with no teeth and the roughest tongue ever.
It's like sandpaper.
It's the one thing, it's one of two things that you see every episode watching this show that makes me uncomfortable. Certain episodes are a little freaky, as last week, Freaky Freddy makes me uncomfortable. But every single episode, Eustace has no teeth, and you get to see his gums, and he has the roughest looking tongue. For some reason, both of those things combined make me uncomfortable. I don't like seeing him. Anytime he opens his mouth too wide, I'm like, gross. And then it's the fact that Courage has a hole in one of his teeth.
Thank you.
I hate it. If someone had taken a photo of Courage and filled that hole in and then showed me, I'd been like, something's wrong here. But still, I don't like seeing it. And I think that's where like my fear of something happening to my teeth came from, was just the fact that he rocks a hole in one of his teeth the whole time. I don't know. It's weird. There's a weird mouth thing going on in that show that just makes me real uncomfortable. I don't know, man. But yeah,
that's fair. Like Fred's smile was just like giant yellow, like
jagged teeth pointing every which way. It's I don't know. Yeah, there's a constant thing with mouths and head shapes for the entirety of the show. We talked last week about the cats and how the cats are just triangles. And they're just, whoever sat down and did character designs for this show really was, they got after something, man. They hit the nail on the head with making everyday animals and things just uncomfortable to look at. And I think it's great. This episode, though, is very, like I stated already, it just fucking starts. Shit goes south, and there's no explanation. Homeboy shows up. So Muriel is getting attacked by fruits and vegetables and, like, cookware in the kitchen. And then Eustace is about to take a bath, and he has a giant hole in his sock, which I could not stop looking at. And
every time there's a hole in my big toe, I just go, gotta use the sock.
Yeah, it's so gross. But then the bathroom fills up with water, and then Courage busts in, and Muriel is covered with fruits and veggies, and he just picks her up like a popsicle and like,
oh my god,
jams her into his mouth, removing all of the fruits and veggies, leaving her clean from this stuff. And then, of course, the ceiling leaks. Eustace falls down with the tub, and then they fall through into the basement, and this is when we meet the spirit. And the spirit's basically like, yeah, dude, you suck, you gotta go. Like, go elsewhere. Stop, you've killed this land. And I guess that's pretty much it, is he's the spirit of potentially Earth, I guess, and just wants
that's
people...
Mother Earth right there.
Yeah, it's Father Earth. When Mother Earth isn't being listened to, they send Father Earth down. So, and that's really the point of the episode, is like, dude, you've killed this land, get the fuck out of here. And he won't listen. And instead of Courage just being like, dude, let's dip, he helps the dude that treats him like shit all the time and calls him stupid every fucking day. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And he lets Eustace take all of the credit. He dug underground. He brought the flour. He utilized Eustace's sweat to grow the flour. And he's like, I grew this.
We do not deserve Courage.
Yeah. And he's like, I grew this. And Courage is like, big smile, nodding his head. Like, yeah, you grew this. You fucking useless sack of shit. It's,
I swear to God,
ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the head. That's why we're talking about this. It is.
Yep.
It's weird. And it's a Google search. You'll see all of the photos. And that alone, just looking at the photo, it's no thank you. Like, oh man.
It's so simple. It's a like white floating head with blacked out eyes and a mouth that has dark lips.
Yep.
And it's just so unsettling at the same point. It's so simple yet so creepy. And it makes me happy.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like we're going to talk about this a lot, especially in this episode with both of these episodes we're talking about, but it's very universl with the design and utilizing something that like back in like the 40s and 50s when they were using, tricks to interpose things, make things float that weren't being hung up by, pulleys and stuff. It's very reminiscent of old movies, not just necessarily horror, but just old film in general. And I think what really makes this a freaky episode, and I looked this up too, this is on like top 10 lists of scariest animated shows, not just Courage, in general, scariest animated show episodes. But I think what really makes it freaky, take the fact that it's a show designed for children out of the equation completely, is the fact that it's mixed media. You're going to hear me say this for the next episode as well, but like getting a live actor who's been altered to represent the look that we're going after on top of the regular Courage animation, it's just unnatural. It fits without fitting. Like, it looks out of place. Like it was hacked. This shouldn't exist. No, God, no.
It makes me happy, though. Nonetheless, this haunts me in ways still to this day. Like, I do remember occasionally, scrolling through and I see Encourage the Cowardly Dog. And I'm like, oh, should I? But then part of me was like, nah, dude, that's creepy as fuck. I was like, oh. But definitely my favorite thing before we rank this one is I remember seeing Courage the Cowardly Dog pop on and watching the title like go through, and then at the end when it starts cycling through different villains, but freaky stuff happens in nowhere. Occasionally I'd be like, come on. If I would see the head, I would go, I have a chance to see this episode. I don't know why, but it was like, at the end of Scooby-Doo, we'll talk about that as well during the Where Are You? It cycles through some of the villains at the very end. It's a whole awesome, fun way to, instead of go directly to the episode, we could watch and go, oh, I might get my very favorite episode here in this cycle. It was a fun little lottery as kids.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. You just turn the TV on. You have no... You have no control. I mean, that was a real... That was
fun, but it was a pain in the ass sometimes when you just wanted to see Nosferatu on SpongeBob.
I'm never a SpongeBob fan, but it was, for me, the 90s, it was difficult to... I don't know if it was a Connecticut thing. I mean, you were in Mass, so I feel like we were watching the same channels, but they would repeat the same episodes of like a bunch of the shows I watched constantly. Like, I would turn on to be like, all right, next episode, I want a new episode of Batman the Animated Series. And they were like, oh, too bad. Here's Feats of Clay again. You're like, all right, well, I love Clayface, but this is literally the first fucking episode of the show. And they wouldn't show part 2. They would just be like, all right, cool. And here's the Snorks. And you're like, dude, what the fuck? Why are we watching the Snorks now? Like, come on, just play part 2. They did the same thing with Courage. It was always Mr. Fox. Anytime I turned it on, I was like, oh, Courage is on. Here's Mr. Fox. Dude.
See, I never got Mr. Fox because there was moments where I would look at them real quick and go, was that cat or fox? And all the time it would always be cats. I got more cats than I ever got fox. Occasionally he would pop around in the rotation. It was like, oh, it's like, Jason, we got to go. No,
my show's on.
Son of a bitch.
I really enjoy the fact that we have almost anything we want to watch literally at our fingertips now, but it also does take the excitement and the mystery and the mystique of what's next completely out of the equation. And it's a bit disappointing, like, to be completely honest, and knowing that I'm helping raise a child who is growing up in an era where whatever he wants to watch, whenever he wants to watch it, he can. And he doesn't have to know about, all right, well, we have to sit through 5 minutes of commercials to figure out what the fuck is next. It's just wild. I mean, that's why I show him Tubi so much. I want him to suffer with me. Like, hey, we're going to watch Ultraman? Cool. We're going to watch it on Tubi so you can watch ads with me.
Oh, my God. All right. So with all that being said, Rob, on the scale of 1 to 10 freaky fucking floating heads, what would you give the Harvest... Nope, not the Spirit of the Harvest Moon. See, I fucking did it again. The House of Discontent. It's only because I want to rank him.
Well, and I think I really feel like, especially with this series that we're doing for TOON-TOBER, that's inevitable. We're going to be double ranking all of the episodes anyway. So the Spirit alone, I'm going to give it a 7.5. It does make me uncomfortable, but nothing will make me more uncomfortable than Freaky Fred. Like, there's no topping just somebody obsessed with fucking hair. Like, it's just weird. And being naughty is just fucking gross, dude. I do love, again, I love the fact that it's mixed media to freak you out. As an episode, though, it's man. Yeah, I gotta be kind of mean with this one. I'm gonna go with a half again, but I'm gonna go 4.5 because it's not quite a 4, but it's definitely not a 5. But there's enough there that it's weird, it's a little creepy, but it's in no way, shape, or form a good episode. Just simply because it starts, there's no explanation, and it fucking ends, and you're like, the fuck did I just watch for fucking... And it's a short episode. It's like 7.5 minutes long. Like, it's not even a long one. I mean, Courage was... We got 2 stories per episode. So it's just... I don't know. It's not the strongest one. I do love the design. So, but yeah. What about you? Where does this split ranking land? Oh, we're just straight up. He's leaning in,
wrong.
folks. He's leaning in to insult me.
And this is the last episode of Spoilers. I can understand why, and I can get it. But for me personally, this episode as a whole is a 10. With the Spirit of the Harvest, he's terrifying. Again, made me stand in the bathroom going, it's a good thing I don't have to go, but if I could, it probably would be running down my leg if I opened the store and the Spirit of the Harvest was right there. Fucking terrified as a kid. And this, as a kid, was like, I didn't see Poltergeist until a long time later, but this was the original ghost haunted house movie and or show for me personally as a kid. And just hearing the get out followed by shit going flying and everything, it was like, oh my God, this is what a haunted house is. Made me terrified of ghosts. This, and of course, our next episode, Hassle in the motherfucking castle, baby.
Yeah,
It's about goddamn time. This, first off, we didn't talk about it with Bedlam in the Big Top, but the Scooby-Doo Where Are You theme song fucking slaps.
Oh yeah.
It's tremendous. And again, you get to see the like cinematic of it with all of the different villains and monsters showing up every now and then. The Phantom is in this first title crawl. And if you don't know the Phantom, there's one thing you do know, and it's the laugh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I loved the title sequence just for the fact of, again, I mentioned it last episode. It's the animation style, the layering. This has some of the most inventive stuff, including the last thing that we see, which is Scooby covered in cotton candy, and he licks it all off.
Yeah,
it's a wipe of a painting. It is just wild to me because oh my God, if we could just talk about animation and like all the work that went into this show, I would be so happy. Let's get an animator on the show then. I know, right? Oh man, I wish I knew one.
Hey, if you're out there,
let us know.
Reach out to us.
We would love to have you on. But Hassle in the Castle really did the damn thing with this one. They didn't like next week's episode. We're going to talk about another Scooby-Doo one where I feel like they really dialed back a bit. They could have done more, but they didn't quite do it. But with this one, holy shit. So this is your favorite episode of all time of Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
And I'm just going to take the reins for a second here because on this watch, I went into this going, this is Jason Michael's lifeblood. Like, he loves this shit. And I need to really just sit down and appreciate it and trying to understand why. And as the episode plays out, I'm like, yo, this is like 6 Universal monster movies in one. And it's not even creature or anything like that. What it really is that made me go, this is Universal through and through, is the environments. When we see the castle, we've seen that castle. When we see the inside of the castle, all of the rooms, the hallways, we've seen those. And not in just one Universal movie. We've seen them in multiple. Like, they really utilized Universal monster movies, the sets from those movies, to make an episode, one singular episode of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? And it is, I don't know, it's like comfort food. You're watching this and you're like, you feel comfortable in the environment, even though you know that there's a fucking ghost running rampant around here. You're just,
oh yeah, shit's haunted.
Yeah, but it's the fact that you, somewhere deep inside you know this place. Like, I've been here before, but I don't remember how. And as I was watching the episode, I was like, oh, fuck me. Like, this is the most love letter to Universal Monsters universe. Arguably, I think Scooby-Doo has ever done, outside of like having Universal Monsters on episodes. This was a legitimate love letter just in backdrop alone. They did their research, and it's an homage, in my opinion. It's a beautiful fucking episode. Just, I love the art. All the backgrounds for this show, they're all painted backgrounds. They're steady shot painted backgrounds. And this is a gorgeous fucking episode. Like, I'm going to be honest, if you've never seen Hassle in the Castle, do yourself the justice and fucking watch it. Dude, it's a fucking banger of an episode. All the Scooby-Doo,
good. We can still be friends.
Yeah. All the Scooby-Doo episodes are on Tubi, by the way. And every iteration and every single one. So Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? All of the offshoots, the Scooby-Doo series that came after that, they're all on Tubi. So if you really want to go down nostalgia and like feel like you're watching cartoons back in the day, watch it on Tubi because you get your fucking ads. 20-minute episode turns into 35 minutes because I've watched 6 ad breaks.
This movie, not even a movie, this episode it's like an old haunted idea of like what a scary movie would be. It's like people go into a haunted location and literally being chased around by the image of a ghost, like a cartoon ghost of a sheet flying through the air. And it's like, this is good. This feels warm and fuzzy.
Yeah.
It's also the fact of it's like the entire time it's really funny. There's moments where I think I picked up on as an adult where, you know, the gang's arriving on a boat and a fog is up, and I think Velma goes, it looks like we're moving through some sort of giant fog, and Shaggy pops up going, you buzzed? Like, oh, you made the fog, didn't you, Shaggy?
Go back to sleep.
And then sure as shit, makes the super duper Shaggy sandwich, which is just a massive tower. And we love the Scooby-Doo sandwiches. That's what they're fucking from, is just these giant, tall monstrosities. And you go, you know what? Smush down might not be horrible. I don't want to dislocate my jaw, but...
Not this one. If I remember correctly, he's got like olives, chocolate sauce, marshmallows, ham, and turkey on this sandwich. And that's the thing. Yeah. All of the Scooby and Shaggy sandwiches are fucking disgusting combinations. Like, I mean, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 100% ripped them off because the Turtles always put gnarly shit on their pizzas. But Scooby and Shaggy were the OGs of like, hey, you want a gross combination? I'll make it for you.
Open the mouth, through the gums, look out, stomach, here it comes. Yep. Fucking devoured it. Wrong. Scooby-Doo did.
Yes, he did.
Bitch. And then they crash, and the whole, like, image of Shaggy sitting there is rocked back and forth, and they've been marooned on Haunted Isle. Sweet. I love the name of this place already. They find a map that's moving across the ground, and it's on a crab and scares the shit out of Scooby, who then literally kicks up all the sand onto the rest of the 4, and they're just 4 sand statue people. There's a map of Haunted Isle and realizes the map says danger. And we get into the castle, and finally we start to see the beautiful artwork in the backdrop of some creepy old haunted castle. And the Phantom is floating around watching them the entire time. We get the first interaction with them is the laugh. They're like, what is that noise? And then Velma goes, it's probably just the wind. And Shaggy goes, that was the first wind I have ever heard with a sense of humor. They're running around the castle now trying to find out what made the noise. And they start walking around finding the passage of the old bell. It's the old Vasquez castle. So Vasquez was a pirate. And there's a giant key with the passage of the old bell written on the handle. It's a cartoon giant door key. And they bring it downstairs and unlock a magic armory, pretty much. Mm-hmm. There's a saw and toolbox. There's levitating tables. There's a magic carpet. There's like an Iron Maiden in the back, I'm pretty sure.
There sure is.
And they're like, oh shit, we totally found something here. This is a weird, brave moment from Scooby and Shaggy. They run with Fred to chase after the Phantom. after he shows up, laughs at them, and he's floating around in the background going, I warned you to leave the island. Now you will pay. Shaggy goes, I'll pay. How's 4 bits? And they chase the fucking Phantom away, who disappears through a wall. Now they have to start setting a trap for him. They get split up, where Daphne falls down like a trapdoor, and Shaggy and Scooby are now wandering around looking for everybody. They find a skull, and they go, oh man, I wonder where they went. And the skull goes, they went that away. And he goes, it's all right. And they run away. I'm just rambling about wonderful things in this episode. Yeah. I'm so scared I could use a ham sandwich, and a ham sandwich floats down from the air.
Mustard?
And he goes, oh, yeah. Wouldn't you know it needs some mustard? Mustard jar floats down. Man, it's a good thing this is my imagination. Otherwise, I'd be scared stiff. Now, I wonder if, like, my imagination could, I don't know, cut it in half, and a night suit with an axe just drops on the sandwicher, and he runs away, comes back, grabs the sandwich, and then takes off after it.
Wild.
Uh-huh.
It's also, I don't know. So, peek behind the curtain, Jason Michael reorganized the episodes that we were going to be talking about in each episode. Did you do this on purpose because food, or just because you love both of these episodes so much? Because
these are my favorite episodes.
There's floating food in both of these episodes.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's also the feeling of these are 2 classic Ghosts images for me. Like the haunting in the first house, and then the actual shape of a ghost in this one. It's like classic childhood spooky ghost haunting for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So the gang gets all back together, and they build some mousetrap looking trap with like the coat of arms holding a crossbow and the chandelier fucking trap. It's literally like you're playing mousetrap, and Fred just assembles this shit from the stuff in the basement. They're trying to find a way to draw out the Phantom, and nobody wants to do it. And they're like, it's okay. We'll send Scooby to do it. Which for every single episode, like they sent Shaggy and Scooby in with a superhero Shaggy sandwich or whatever in Bedlam in the Big Top. And neither one of them wanted to do this. So they're like, all right, send Scooby in. We'll give you 3 Scooby snacks. And he goes, absolutely not. And he goes, just pretend you're some, super cool, like brave guy, like John Wayne. He goes, Ron Rain? He just gets into a trench coat and a hat like an inspector, and just starts storming off into the castle like, come here, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna kick your ass. I didn't know until watching this episode with subtitles, though, that Scooby is actually saying words, because the entire time it just sounds like, Ryu, Ryu, Ryu. He's like, Phantom, yoo-hoo, where are you?
Yeah.
Not here. All right, cool. I could not understand that fucking dog for the life of me.
Yeah, no, there was I don't remember what the book was called, but when I was in elementary school, there was a book that like had taught you like quote unquote hidden languages, meaning like Pig Latin and stuff like that. But there was literally a Scooby talk was one of them, and it was like how to talk like Scooby so that you're like hiding what you're saying from people. And I read that book, and that's how I learned how to speak Pig Latin fluently. It was wild. And but I didn't really ever talk like Scooby, but it did help me with the show, because I was like, I know everything he's saying. There's no confusion. I completely understand. But there were certain ones, like when saying yoo-hoo, that's not a sentence. It's not necessarily real words. It's more of like a exclamation. But no, I understand the confusion.
The best of all time. It's not even in this episode. I don't even remember what the villain is. But Shaggy and Scooby go down in an elevator, walk out, and there's a sign that says 3rd level, lots of luck. Mm-hmm. But it says it, word revel, lots of ruck. And Scooby just walks by and goes, 3rd level, lots of luck. Shaggy stops, looks at the sign, and goes, Scoob, what the fuck did you just say? It's just, you aren't expecting it, and that gets dropped, and you go, wait a minute. Huh? My brain.
It's
the
so good.
Funniest hold on. Hold so the fucking phone. Scooby goes out, and it's very Marx Brothers and almost Three Stooges when Scooby's walking around and he lifts up the painting, which is a picture of the Phantom, lifts it up, and the Phantom's just lying in a trap door behind it like, hey, what's up? He closes it, goes, oh shit, wait a minute, lifts it up, it's a brick wall. And then there's the whole like showdown about to be a gunslinger of Scooby and the Phantom. They're just walking up like come here, you son of a bitch. You can hear the spurs jingling, pretty much, it sounds like. This is where the Phantom starts chasing after Scooby after he makes a bunch of faces at him. Scooby doesn't jump over the wire, gets caught in the whole trap, like sliding across the floor, getting caught in a bucket, hoisted into the air by the chandelier. And then he falls on the Phantom as the Phantom's like, you dumb idiots. The cops show up to the aisle because the fog had lifted. And they're like, oh, we saw your boat and, decided to come help. We find out that the Phantom is Bluestone the Great, an ex-magician wanted in 6 states. Like, Jesus Christ, okay.
Just wild.
Uh-huh.
But this also unfolds the most ridiculous moment in the show, too, where I'll let you take it away. But this, every time I see this, especially this watch, because I was really focusing on this one, I was just like, what the fuck? Like, why?
So they're talking about the Vasquez treasure. And, Bluestone must have been looking for the treasure. And he goes, oh, yeah, would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you and the meddling kids and that dog. This was Bluestone trying to perform his final act, disappear with all the treasure and all the money. And we figured out some of the tricks, but not everything. Like, we don't know how you went through walls or anything. He goes, oh, no, I'll show you. And takes off the rope and goes, here, hold this rope. He was bound by rope sitting there with the cops next to him. And he basically goes, all right, here, hold this for a second. I got to show you something. It's a 2-way trick with mirrors and a projector. And it's projecting his likeness of him walking. And then if he moves away from the mirror, it looks like he walks straight through walls.
Yep.
Huh? I don't get it. I still enjoy watching it, and it's still really funny to just go, oh, you've been detained, wrapped up in the rope. Here, Fred, hold this one for just a second, please. It's really funny to just think they're all super chill with each other now after he hunted them down that entire time.
I think the coolest way that the episode should have ended is he shows the trick, and then they turn around and he's gone. Like, they're like, oh, this is how I walked through the wall. And they're like, oh, cool. And they turn to look at him and he's just gone. They're like, where did he go? And that's the episode just ends. Another pull in on Scooby's face and he goes, Ruby-roo, and then just ends. Just like he fucking got away. Now he's wanted in another state.
Ruby-roo.
You know what? while watching these episodes, like the Scooby-Doo episodes, something dawned on me. And I think this must have dawned on me at some point in the past, but it hit me real hard this time, which was the fact that the snacks that Scooby eats and Shaggy does at some points are called Scooby snacks.
Yeah.
They're in a box that say Scooby snacks on it.
Yeah.
Okay. So he has his own snack. Are these marketed? Are they sold in a store? Like, is this a normal thing? Is he a celebrity? Are all of them like well-known celebrities that just so happen to travel in a van and stumble upon these things? That aside, there's a question to break everyone's brain. But is the fact that Scooby legitimately says his own name like a catchphrase? Could you imagine if it was anybody else? Like Daphne just like end of the episode pulling on Daphne's face. She's like, Daphne! You'd just be like, what the fuck? Like, is she okay? Like, the fact that it's a dog that talks, I guess it makes it passable, but it's just fucking weird. I'm not going to end every episode of the podcast just by being like, Rob!
Punch it on his face.
Yeah. I'll punch myself in the face if I decide I'm going to start ending conversations that way. It's just fucking weird. Anyway, that was my small little confusing rant. Like, I get it, but I don't. Like, it's just strange. I did want to run downstairs and grab something, but I'm not going to. I have the gold books. We all read gold books when we were a kid. It's those small little books that have the gold binding on it. Mm-hmm. And they originally were like original stories. They're cute little stories. Then they turned into like shorter tellings of Disney movies. Now they do fucking goddamn everything. Throw a stone at something that exists or an idea, and there's a book on it, including Scooby-Doo. There are a ton of Scooby-Doo ones. Almost every single one of them is a collection. It's one story made up of multiple episodes. And it's not like one page is one episode, the next page is the other episode. No, it's completely just, let's just jam these things together. So the book that we have downstairs is... it's the pirate episode mixed with Hassle in the Castle. So it's like this 50-50 where there's a pirate, but the pirate's also a ghost, but there's also a ghost. And then the name of the island and the treasure that this pirate is after is the same as the fucking Hassle in the Castle. But the book ends very differently than the show ends. They find the treasure. It's actually treasure. The gang gets the money. And then they donate some of it to the town. And then they buy a bunch of candy doubloons and hand them out to kids. That's the way the book ends. And I was just like, weird. Every time I read it, I'm just like, maybe don't go to a beach and eat candy coins from a bunch of stoners who travel around in a van. Like, I don't know, man. It's a little weird. But yeah, I was like, I wanted to kind of like read the book, and I was like, nobody wants to fucking listen to this. It's a terrible book. It's not entertaining in any way, shape, or form. But just reading it every time I have to, I'm like, this is 2 different episodes. Like, they just ripped from two episodes to make a brand new story. It's not good. And then they made up the ending. Like, and everyone gets rich, and kids get candy.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh man, that was a side tangent, but. Yeah, this episode's awesome. It's an awesome design. Like, all of the art is fucking fantastic. I love the comedic side. I mean, it's got a real... Like, the Scooby-Doo episodes have their own sense of humor. Like, it's their own thing that they do. And it's very Scooby. But this one really had, like, a mix between, like, Abbott and Costello meets, like, the Marx Brothers humor mixed in. Mm-hmm. And we get that from time to time with some of these episodes. But this one was just like, here's everything that everyone loves in one episode. And it's an unbelievable episode. And I apologize that we've taken so long to talk about it, but
I'll forgive you this one time.
I fully understand why you love this episode so much. It's a gorgeous episode. I'm actually looking forward to watching it again. Like, it's a good one. Oh man, it's a good one. Well, now that we've come to the end of the episode, let's rate this bad Larry. I'm going to have you go first. So on a scale of 1 to 10, mirror trick walking through walls, what would you give Hassle in the Castle? I don't even feel like I need to fucking ask you, but we're going to do
10.
it anyways. Yeah,
10.
That's what I figured.
10. 10.
In case you missed it the first 10 times.
10?
Okay. Yep. And you sure?
10.
Yep.
I love it. It's like the laugh of the Phantom makes me happy. The way the Phantom moves, it's just classic Scooby-Doo comedy. It's really freaking funny. And also just saying the name is a really fun time. Just like, oh, fuck. Real Hassle in the Castle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's great.
I love it.
Out of 10, Rob. Out of 10 mirror trick walking away ghosts. Fucking that unbound himself from the police restraints. I mean, still don't get that.
I mean, he's a magician. He can do anything.
That's fair.
He David Blaine them before David Blaine was born.
It's true. Top
to bottom. Don't even need to split this between character design and episode. It's a 10. This is an amazing episode. Yeah. If you haven't seen Hassle in the Castle, do it. Like right now. It's on Tubi.
How goddamn dare you?
And it's season 1, episode what?
Season 1, episode 3.
3. Bazlambo. Go watch it. It's delicious. It's fantastic. Watch all of these. This is perfect timing too. We don't get overly political on the podcast, and I always make passing statements, and so I'm going to make a passing statement. Our country's in shambles and completely on fire right now, and finding nostalgic things from the past when things were really cool and simple looking cartoons were days and weeks and months of work to get 22 minutes of moving animation. It's comfort food. Go watch some Courage. Go watch some Scooby. Take a deep breath and just enjoy the fact that at one point things were simple. And just find some peace in the fact that it's October. It's spooky season. This is perfect. Let's have fun. Let's be kids again. I'm old as fuck, and I'm just trying to fucking enjoy feeling young inside. And these shows do it for me. I hope it does it for you.
Rob, what are we talking about next week?
Next week on our final episode, if you will. Yes. Next week will be the last week we're talking about 2 episodes before we jump into a film. We are going to be talking
You
about...
honestly just tripped up my brain with that statement. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's an episode.
Damn right.
We're going to be talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog, King Ramses' Curse.
King Ramses.
I fucking love that song. And finally, this is an everyone's fan favorite episode, and this is why we're saving this one for last. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? Spooky Space Kook. Everyone loves this episode. Everyone loves this space design. Like, this is I'll fight anyone. This is the best design for any of the ghosts on this show. Like, this is a fucking wild
kick your ass!
Yeah, I'll do it. And want to talk about noises, man. Laughs and all.
Mm-hmm.
This is the one I mentioned in episode 1. Fucking sound design alone is fucking terrifying. But that's next week. And until next week, sleep tight, suckers.
Rob almost died.
Leave it in.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Spoiler Sleepover, but the fun won't stop there. Go follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, and if you have any episode ideas, please send them our way at spoilersleepover@gmail.com. That'd be really fantastic of you. So, until next week, sleep tight, suckers!
Spoiler Sleepover is sponsored by Gore Clown Shop.
Do you love all things horror? Books? Movies? Podcasts? Of course you do. Well, come on down to goreclown.com.
Original artwork by an indie horror fan for indie horror fans.
Use code SLEEPOVER at checkout to save 15% on your whole purchase.
Oh, and did we mention? Gore Clown is the only place to get official Spoiler Sleepover merch.
So don't forget to use Sleepover to save 15%.
Stay indie, suckers.